Hello everyone, welcome to the Rafael Game Projects channel. My name is Aaron, and today I'm going to make this video a little shorter than what I originally was intending. I was originally going to go ahead and look into GIMP again and do more with GIMP, but instead I decided just to go ahead and just focus on the final part of the project, get this done, that way everyone can know how to do this. Maybe in the future I'll maybe do a more deeper dive in GIMP, and you'll take a look at that. Alright, but for now, we're going to go ahead and take a look about getting the sword into a project that you have either in Unreal or in Unity. Okay, really quick, there's one program I wanted to show though, just in case you haven't done this yet for your weapon, because besides just the diffuse that we made in the previous video with GIMP, which the diffuse is basically the color file, basically which just shows the color and basic texture of your model. This program here called Materialize, I will put it in the links, basically is a very handy program for this. Go ahead and do this here. We're going to go all the way down. I'm going to show you how to kind of use this. What you do is you go to where your game files are at. Boom. We're going to go all the way down to texture. Alright, voila, and then here's the texture that we worked on. Alright, see? So it shows you the texture, but what's really cool about this program is, let's say you need a height map, you can just simply hit create, and next thing you know, you can take a look at how it looks like in full, what it looks like in part. You can even decide what you kind of want going on with it, displace, diffuse, cracks. Oh, there we go. I missed that one working on it. I should have actually went for these. Default, crack, funky, so you can create this and then bam, you have your height map. It's very simple as that. And like, let's say I want to create the normal map. You have it right here. You could choose crisp, mids, or smooths, and stuff like that, which of course I would be going probably either mids or crisp. Me, I went for crisp. And you set that, and boom, there's that. And then all you have to do is hit save. It'll save it as a bump. Is it a BM? I call it bump, but it's a BMU, BMP file. It'll save it as a BMP file, and you can use that still within the game programs and stuff. Though it's not as high quality texture as a PNG or a TGA. So, but nonetheless, you can create it in here. It's a really neat program. You can create a lot of what you need, and eventually it's ready to go, and you can use it for your materials in the programs. Now, going over to wings. I have shrunk down our weapon and set it at a certain angle, mostly thinking Unreal here, because I have a model. It's originally from a program called Character Creator, done by Reallusion, I think is the name of the company, if I'm right. And with this model, I can actually it sizes it to the way it's going to be in Unreal, so you can actually size your weapon to that. So I shrunk it, rotated it to the angle that would be best for using on a actual socket when he's going to hold the weapon. So this here is how you would go ahead and set it up. But eventually with that, we would go to File, go to Export Selected. I always do Export Selected, not just Export, because Export exports everything. You're not going to really want to do that. To me, I find it more helpful just to do it this way. And then we're going to do this as an object. And of course, it's going to ask, do you want the target file, It's okay. Just hit OK. And then eventually, I'm going to save it as, well, I could just do it exactly as that, Byzantine Blade 3. So, I'm going to save that. All right, and now we're going to bounce over to Unreal. Unreal is the first one we're going to look at. So, in Unreal, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to just call it Art. It's very simple how Unreal works. I actually love Unreal. It's actually become my favorite engine. I'm actually beginning to understand it more. It's really good, like I said. So, but however, I also like Unity too. It was actually a pretty decent one to learn, but still, I'm finding Unreal to be my favorite. So, but nonetheless, I create two files: material and texture. Right now, I'm just going to create. Well, actually, no. Okay, it's going to create a material as soon as I import it. So right now, what I'm going to want to do is import the textures. So let me explain what I did there. You right-click and you hit Import, and it'll take you to where your game files are. You can go back and find them. Like right now, I have to find the files that I'm looking for. Let's see here. Hold on, give me a minute. Oh, my brain, I hate it when it farts. Yeah, there. And then textures. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just grab my textures and drop them in. Give it a minute. It's got to load them in. Come on. You're the lowest form of Unreal. Come on now, mate. Alright, there we go. We got the textures. Save them real quick. So now they're in there. Now within the art file, I'm just going to right click, do import again. Going to find the weapon itself. We're going to import it. I'm going to probably say 90 degrees. Usually is what's needed for that. And I'm going to say 75% its size because it usually imports it very small. So it'd be a very good idea to set 75 or 100% its import scale, usually. Create menu materials, that's totally fine. And we just simply hit import all. Wonder why it says 13. Did it break the blade? Oh my goodness. Okay, there is something that you have to do. I totally forgot about this. It's a good thing this accident happened, just in case you run into it too. It will break the blade, is what it'll do. Instead of it going ahead and actually keeping it as one mesh, it'll break it because it's made of many meshes. But this is how you get around that. Import, we select the blade again, but we go up here to mesh, and we just simply hit combined meshes. Combined meshes becomes one mesh. Then we hit import all. And instantaneously it has all these different materials, which actually we don't need those. We can put it all to one, and we're just going to move the blade material into here, into the material file. I'm going to rename it to blade. I'm just going to call it that. And we're going to open it up. Give it a minute here. And by the way around that is what I should have done is in Wings 3D, you can go ahead and take the whole model and put it to one material. That's what you could do to that. And I'll have to show how to, I think actually I did show in the previous video how to assign a material. If I didn't, I'll go back and show that again in another tutorial. So, but nonetheless, here we are. So with the base color or the diffuse, just put it in basic color or base color. Right here is the height map, right? So we would put that into the height map. You put into roughness because that's kind of just the way it kind of depicts the roughness of it. Oh gosh, what it's doing to the leather is not good. It's not what I want. I might leave that out actually. Hold on. And now this we're going to put in the specular and metallic. Because I'll actually make the blade look like shiny. Well, maybe. Well, hold on. Maybe we can make this work. Because sometimes you can use the material roughness to get away with. Okay, see, now it looks much better. Okay, see, and then we do the normal map, which that's the one that kind of gives the weapon its details. But there is something I'm seeing about it that I'm not liking. Is that it's not metallic enough, personally for me. This is just me being nitpicky. Let's see here. If I get rid of the roughness, what happens? And I'm going to do this for the roughness. Plug into this one. Oh yeah, there we go. Bam. Now it's nice and shiny like I wanted it to be. Hit apply. Then we just save it. Boom. And then we go ahead and go back to where it is. And then we go here to the blade itself. As we know, it's separated into several materials. Oh, there we go. See, it's already looking kind of nice with that part right there. So we just drag. You could really just drag it. Just make everything by Byzantine blade. That's literally what you do. You should be able just to drag it though, which I believe you can. Matter of fact, actually, from right, you can even drag and drop exported files into here. Bam. Yeah, see, the normal map makes it look kind of odd, I'll be honest. Because you see the scars and dents on the blade. But There'll be a way to fix that in the future. But here you go. Save it. Alright. And then we're going to take the blade. Let's put it into our level. It looks like a pretty much life size almost. And there you go. Yeah, I will have to fix the materials. Alright, let's see if we can do that really quick before we go switch to Unity. Okay, see. It deals with the roughness too, I know what it is. Let's see what happens if I change the roughness back to the other. Oh wow, that radically changed it. See, it's the height map itself that makes it look strange. Oh, that doesn't look bad though. Actually, now seeing it, it doesn't look bad at all. Actually looks quite nice. They have it deselected? Wow. Okay. Looked better than I thought. But I definitely would say roughness has got to be redone again. But it's looking good. But nonetheless, that's really in essence how you would put it into an Unreal project. Is just that simply. But there's, of course, there is more to that. Like if you wanted to make it an actor and actually become like a usable weapon or whatever, that is a whole nother thing in its own regard. Which maybe in the future, I said maybe in the future, I'll able to tackle those. Right now, things have been starting to get a little busy and stuff, so that's the reason why I'm not so quick. But otherwise, I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. I'm going to set up Unity. Be right back. Alright, I am back. So, here we are. Here's a project in Unity. It's brand new. Once again, created an R file, put it in materials textures. So here I'm going to create a material real quick. Because if I'm right, it doesn't make a material for it. You have to create a material. So we're going to create a new one called Byzantine Blade. As you see, it's very plain. I'm just going to use a standard material for it. So, and now what's really cool about this, we're going to go into the file texture, is you can literally do this. You can sit inside here, grab these files here, boom, boom, and just straight, oh, come on now. I know you could drop in there. What happened to the drag drop option? It usually is able to do that. Oh, it's because Unity's being a butthead, that's why. Unity's a butthead, not me. Okay, come on now. Wow. Well, that just ruined the whole video. Well, maybe not. Hold on. We'll just import it a different way. Let's see here, create. Give me a minute. Wow. It used to be drag and drop. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to leave the video running. Because I want to see how to figure this out. If it doesn't work. That's so weird. Why is it no longer drag dropping? It used to do that. Okay, we have a second way. Don't worry, I got it. I just remembered I did that. What I did is I went to the file itself and did this. So all I have to do is now just go copy, paste them all in there, and then Unity itself will update. I forgot about that. But it is wild, though, that happened. That's my first time ever encountering that. Usually it works. You could just drag and drop an item right in there. I'm very surprised that it took issue to that. And we're just going to say this is a sword. I'm going to throw a sword right out there in the middle of the level. Why not? Alright. I'm going to create an empty object. Now we're going to go back to art. This is import package. I'm going to have to probably drop the blade in there too. So what I'm going to do is go back here, find this, copy it, go back over here, or drop it in. And it's going to import it in through over here. Yeah, this is really strange. That actually kind of took me aback. That's really strange. I have never ran into that issue. Okay, well, let's talk about how to set up the material real quick. Alright. Everything's in here now. So what we're going to do is set the material. So what you do, once again, albedo, this color, the base color. So you'd set that in there. Material, the metallic, that would come from here. Speculate. Smooth this 100, that's fine. Or actually, might smooth this actually. Okay, then they have that, and then the height map, which of course is this one. Alright, so we take a look at the material itself. Doesn't really look like it shows me the material. Oh, there we go. Right here. You see, it actually looks like the way it did look on Unreal earlier. Like, really shiny. You can turn it down a little, but turn it up. Height map. Oh, it's saying the material map, the normal map needs to be fixed. There we go. Normal map's fixed. So there we go. There's all that. And now we're going to go to the blade itself. We're going to drop that into sword. See, there you go. You can drop it right in there. But of course, now it's going to ask the wonderful question of how is this going to be colored, which is pretty easy. You just select the blade itself and just drop the materials directly into it. Just like so. Like I said, it's a very simple little tutorial today. Teach you how to do it. But of course, like I said, that one thing tripped me out. I wasn't used to that because I'm used to actually being able to do that. By the way, hit apply. That's what you do. You just put them in there and hit apply. And then eventually you have this again. Nice looking blade in Unity. So you can do it for Unity, you can do it for Unreal, you can do it for all these programs. It's really fun and really cool to able to actually see these things in game. Now I am going to brush this up, this specific sword and stuff, because it is for a project that I'm going to be working on. I've been working on it for a while now. I'm hoping that I can get past some of the weird instances in code to drop a small hint of what it is. It's an RTS, and it's multiplayer. And that's the part of the code I'm tripping up on, is the multiplayer aspect, because it's very difficult to get what I'm wanting for multiplayer. Now, granted, this game that I'm working on, I'm not going to fully announce it yet. And it's been something that's been, I would say, almost 2 to 3 years in development. Me trying to learn everything and stuff. When the lockdowns happened, basically that was more time for me to kind of learn a little. But I've really began learning Unreal, probably I would say within the last half a year. Because I've finally been able to figure out how to make a schedule where I can sit down and actually learn this. So I hope to be releasing more stuff soon. But nonetheless, I hope that these videos were helpful in just figuring out how to set up the materials, import the weapon, and everything like that. With Unity, you can see it's vastly easier, in a sense, than Unreal, because Unreal you have to import it and it has to go through all these things. But I think it's actually Unreal that had the drop-in option, I think. And that's what I was getting confused with. This one you have to actually put it in the file and then it loads in. But at least the load up is instant and it works. So it's both programs really handy, really good. Whatever one's your stronger suit, if code for you is your stronger suit, go for it. If a visual code blueprint works for you, you can go for that too, which now I know Unity's working on their visual code as well. So, I'm a visual coding guy, that's what I am, but nonetheless, it still requires the same principles, because I've worked with code in Unity, and then I've worked with Blueprint right now in Unreal. I do prefer Blueprint because I can see what I'm doing, and I can kind of try to think the logic of the code more through. So, but nonetheless, it's good stuff. So I hope this was handy. I hope it's useful. I hope to release a video, I'm going to say within the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to make a promise on that, because I don't know what could happen in the future. Working on another project, because there's one that I was going to make that's more of what you would call, I guess you can call it a crap game or trash game, basically, which is a quick game made that you can put out there to get noticed. Trying to work on that right now to see if that will work. But nonetheless, yeah, stuck on a little code with that. But hopefully I can get that hammered out, because once it's hammered out, I could really start getting somewhere with it. And that's another game, not the RTS. But nonetheless, you all have a great day. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope in its briefness it was useful. So I hope you all have a lovely day, and God bless.